In this video, we will show you how to perform a brake bleed procedure on this Ford Fusion. Let's get into it. Make your way under the hood. We're looking for the master cylinder. That's the area that holds all of your brake fluid. It's important to make sure this area is clean and free of any debris. Go ahead and give it a quick wipe. Once you've done so, we'll go ahead and take hold of this cap, turn it counterclockwise, and remove it. Go ahead and take a close look at that seal, make sure it's still in good condition. If you were to look at the top side, you'll find that you need to use .3 brake fluid for this application. We'll make sure we have plenty of that handy. The next thing we need to do is continue on by removing as much fluid from inside of the master cylinder as possible. Continue on adding your brand new brake fluid up to the maximum line that's located along the side of your master cylinder. Take that cover and rest it in position. We don't need to fully tighten it, but you do want to ensure that nothing can fall inside of the master cylinder. Now, once you've changed out the fluid inside of the master cylinder, you're going to need to safely raise and support the vehicle. When bleeding the brakes, the sequence for this particular vehicle starts at the passenger side rear. Once you've finished bleeding this side rear, make your way over to the driver's side rear. Repeat the process there, then make your way to the passenger side front, ending at the driver's side front. Once you've done that, you can continue back at that master cylinder, and we'll finish off by topping off the master cylinder again. To remove each of the wheels, remove each of your 19mm lug nuts and then the wheel. Once you have the wheel out of the way, the next thing you want to do is pay attention to the caliper. On each one of your calipers, you're going to find a bleeder screw. That's where you're going to bleed the brake fluid from. Typically, you may find that you have a rubber cover. Go ahead and remove that, give it a quick inspection, and set it aside. It's a good idea to reuse these. Now, to bleed out the rear brakes, we're going to be using a 10mm wrench. Once we open it up, we're going to pay attention and watch for a steady trickle of fluid coming out. If you don't see any fluid, there's a possibility there could be an issue with the bleeder screw. To bleed the brakes, it's easiest having a second person. We're also going to want to have a collection receptacle. The second person inside of the passenger compartment is going to pump up the brake pedal till it's nice and firm. Once they've done so, they'll let me know. I'll open up the bleeder screw, and we're going to allow fluid to make its way out into our collection receptacle. Repeat this process several times until all the old fluid is out of this area and it's only brand new fluid making its way out. Go ahead and pump up that brake pedal, please. We'll get our hose in place. It's a nice clear hose so we can pay attention to that fluid. Go ahead and pump. Now here we can see a whole bunch of that old existing fluid inside of there. We're looking to see if it looks like it starts coming out clear. Go ahead and pump. Go ahead and pump. Okay, at this point, we have clean fluid coming out of this bleeder screw. We'll do this one more time just to double check there's no air bubbles making its way out of the system here. Go ahead and pump up the brake pedal. Hold it. All right, you can release that brake pedal, thank you. Now at this point, we've bled this brake to the point that we had clean fluid coming out and we are sure that there is no air in the system. We'll use some parts cleaner and clean up our mess and reinstall our protective cover. There we are. Once you have that cover in place, have the person inside of the vehicle pump up the brake pedal and hold it. We're confirming that we do not have a brake fluid leak from this area. Assuming that looks good, continue on over at the driver's side rear. We're going to repeat the exact same process. Now over on the driver's side rear, let's get ready to open up this 10mm headed bleeder screw. We have our collection receptacle handy. We'll get this set up. Let's open this. Just wait for our steady trickle of fluid to start coming out of this. If there was an issue with the bleeder screw, you want to make sure you open that up before you continue this process. All right, I got a little bit of fluid coming out of there. I'm gonna close that off. Okay, go ahead and pump up the brake pedal, please.
Hold it. What?
Pump.
Hold it. What?
All right. Let's go ahead and close off that bleeder screw. You can release the brake pedal. At this point, we finished bleeding the driver's side rear until the point that we had clean fluid coming out and no air. Now that we finished bleeding the driver's side rear brake, clean your mess, reinstall your protective cover. Once you've done so, make your way back under the hood and top off that master cylinder. Now we can make our way to the passenger side front. Make our way over here. Got a little trickle of fluid. Go ahead and close this off. Okay, let's have our person inside the vehicle gear up to pump up that brake pedal. Clear to pump. You can release the brake pedal, thank you. Let's get this out of here. All right, moving along to the driver's side front. Okay, last wheel over at the driver's side front. Go ahead and remove that cover. Let's make sure this opens up. Got a nice trickle of fluid coming out of there. Go ahead and pump up the brake pedal, please. Okay, we've got clean fluid with no air bubbles. Go ahead and release that brake pedal. Clean up our mess here. Reinstall our bleeder screw cover. At this point, we can reinstall each of our wheels. Start on the lug nuts, bottom them out. You'll want to torque those lug nuts to 100 foot-pounds. With the wheel safely back down on the ground, we'll torque these in a crisscross manner. Do the same to each wheel. Now that we finished installing all of our wheels, make your way back under the hood. We'll top off the brake fluid one last time. Now, once you're sure that your brake fluid cover is secure, go ahead and close the hood and then take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.